Hello, good day, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Divine Expansive Podcast. I am your host, or a hostess with the mostest, I should say, Sharett Miller. I'm doing things a little bit differently right now. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into creating a podcast and the commitment of making the episodes and doing all of the things and the logistics and things behind it. And I'm down with that. I'm down with being committed to it. But it's going to look different every once in a while. It's going to look different. And I'm not that perfectionist type person to the point where I have to have the uniformity. Like, oh, it all has to be a video. Oh, it all has to have the same background. Oh, it all has to have yada, 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 and a really good theme song or whatever. I haven't even come up with a theme song yet, and I'm a musician. So there's a lot of things that are still being worked out. But I wanted to continue. I wanted to continue as a commitment to myself. And just one of those things, I think it's the first agreement of the 4 agreements to be impeccable with your word. And that starts with you being impeccable with your word to yourself. I told myself I was starting a podcast. I started making episodes. I posted them. I launched it. And by golly, I'm going to keep fucking going because that's being impeccable to myself, impeccable with my word to myself. So here I am. It's not a video because I don't have everything set up for that at the moment, and that's okay. So what I'm going to give you today is essentially a little bit of a meaningful rant. I like to do this because it just opens me up to different epiphanies and different things that come through for me that I wouldn't necessarily come up with, I feel like, if I just thought about it inside my brain and didn't talk out loud or talk through it. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just going to talk until the spirits tell me that I can stop talking. So it's unpredictable. There may be something interesting that comes out of it. There may not be anything interesting that comes out of it. But the point is that if you're here and you're listening, that means we're spending time together. And you know what? That's special enough in itself. So, technicalities aside, here we go. As I said, I don't necessarily have a topic. But what's coming to me right now to share it's inspired by a video that I watched the other night. And it was what she called, what was it? An energy update, I think is what she called it. And I love that. I love that. I think that it's important for those of us who are on our spiritual journey to share what's happening on our spiritual journey. For me personally, I'm not in any of this to be some sort of guru or teach people the way or the truth or what the fuck ever else people like to try to call it when they're, on social media or on videos calling themselves teaching you things. Not to say that there aren't people who are really, really good at that, because there are. There are amazing people who are amazing at it. And some of those people were put on this planet to do that specifically. I don't know that I'm one of those people, if I'm being real. But what I am here for is to share my journey. And there's a lot of people in my life that I know personally and care about and love that I like to keep updated on my journey, because I'm not able to reach out and, send a text or make a phone call to everybody that I would like to send a message or make a phone call to. There's just not enough hours in the day. That's a whole another rabbit hole within itself. The idea of time and time relativity, and the time as an illusion, and my perspective on time. Ooh, that'll be a fun one. I'm still learning a lot about that one, so might have to dive into that later. But the point is that I want to share my journey. So what I would like to share right now is that the past month and a half or so, has been very, very tumultuous. Honestly, the past fucking 6 years have been very, very tumultuous. But if I'm going to break it down and just look at the recent happenings here, there's a whole slew of reasons, that I've been in an up and down state. And I could probably go on for hours about it if we actually wanted to dive deep into it, but we're not going into all of that. But I will say this: I am 42 and a half years old at this point. So hormonal things are becoming a part of my journey. There's probably the start of some perimenopause or premenopausal things that are happening for me. And shifting of that can cause things within the mood. Also, I, years ago was diagnosed with a mood disorder. I was diagnosed with type 1 and type 2 bipolar disorder in, let's see, what year was it? 2006. Many, many, many moons ago. And that's something that I identified very, very, very closely with up until about 5.5 years ago. So that being said, I'm used to the roller coaster of emotions, let's say. I'm very used to it. For all of the years that I was on psych meds, which would be from 2006 to 2019, I didn't handle the roller coaster very well. It was very difficult. I made myself into a victim of my own circumstances, blaming myself for all sorts of things, and I was in a very deep state of self-loathing. So where I am right now is letting go of all of those things, all of those components. There were so many of them, and there are still some embedded within me that put me in that state of self-loathing. And I think that it's just going to be a continuous thing. We're all put on the planet to learn certain lessons. Some people think that, and some people think that we are just here and it's a simulation, and like you just get through it, and once you realize that it's a simulation, then maybe you don't have to keep coming back if you believe in reincarnation or not. Whatever's whatever. Some people believe you got one chance and you're here and you live your life, and you're either a good person or you're not, and you go to heaven or you go to hell when you die, and that's it. Regardless of what you believe, honestly, I just think the best thing to do is be here and be happy and live the best life that you could possibly live. So the ups and the downs and the backs and the forths and the rounds, that rhymed. That was kind of fun. It's been interesting for me. And my viewpoint on it at this point is that I'm trying to learn how to enjoy the journey. Even the bad things, even the things that don't feel good and that make me feel heavy when I'm going through them, which is how I felt the past 6 weeks or so. I feel like those things happened for me. They happened for me, not to me, for me. So I've gotten out of the victim mindset that being on psych meds had put me in initially. And it's put me in a space of appreciation for the good and the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. The wonderful, the amazing, the moments where I feel despair and like I'm not even sure that I can go on, or my soul is weary. I have an appreciation for all that. Like, how blessed am I that I get to feel that, just the gamut of emotions, all of it, the myriad of emotions that are possible to be felt in this human experience. Not everybody gets to do that. So I find blessings in the hard times. And man, it's relieving when it's over, because it sucks when you're going through it. But I'm learning how to hermit myself less. Because one of the things that was really difficult for me initially when I was going through difficult times was to reach out to people and to say, hey, I need some support. Hey, I just need someone to listen or to talk to. And I still don't do very great at that now. And there's a whole slew of reasons for that too. There was a lot of validation seeking that I used to do. A lot. So if something was going wrong, I would blame myself, of course, in the self-loathing manner that I used to do that. Then I would reach out to someone and tell them about it and look for them to validate the reasons for me to hate myself. No one ever did that. I'm very blessed to be loved by so many people in my life, my family and my friends and all my loved ones. So anytime I'd reach out to someone, they would be like, oh my God, no, like that's not even true. You're amazing and blah, 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 blah. And not blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like it's not blah, blah, blah. It's beautiful, amazing, affirming, beautiful and loving things that people would say to me. But I heard blah, 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 because I was looking for validation that I sucked and that I should hate myself. And so it caused me to push people away. So the pendulum kind of started to swing the other direction when I went through my awakening, and I more kept things to myself because I didn't want to seek validation. But it got to a point where I was shutting everybody out. And I still, to some extent, do that, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this, because it's my life right now is, I like to call it a wild card shit show circus. That's really the best way to describe it. It's not bad. It is not bad at all. It's actually beautiful. It's charmed. It's amazing. But it's busy. It's insane. It's crazy. It's overwhelming. It's hard to keep up with sometimes. So my family unit, that's where all my energy goes. And right now, it is my family unit and my work, which is turning into something that's going out into the community, which is what I have been wanting the entire time, just to be out in the community and sharing my journey and sharing the things that I've learned along the way. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm here to be some sort of teacher or healer or guru or none of that shit. That's not me. There might be someday where I look back at this, video, audio message here and laugh and say, oh, I was so naive. Who fucking cares? Like, let's be real. But I'm doing the things. I'm doing all of the things, and it doesn't leave me with a lot of free time, is my point. So, yeah, this is just me sharing what's been going on my journey. Part of it, a big part of it, and this feels significant right now, is that I'm trying to figure out where music fits in my life and in my heart. I realized a while ago, I've been having problems with my throat and my voice over the past 4 to 6 years or so, we'll say. I ended up with thyroid disease. It was hyperthyroidism as opposed to hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism, which is what most people have, is Hashimoto's. I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, which is Graves' disease. And what causes that? I don't know. I don't fucking care. But I essentially have reversed it. Not to say that it couldn't come back, because all of it is tied into your central nervous system and your stress hormones and things of that nature. So keeping the balance between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, which I have talked a little bit about before on my podcast, not in great detail, but your sympathetic nervous system is your fight, flight, or freeze. It does surge you with the stress hormones, and it gets you ready to run from the saber-toothed tiger that does not exist anymore. But now is like, traffic, or your kids getting on your nerves, or, your boss being an asshole, or whatever it is. That is your sympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system is the one that's supposed to counterbalance that. So when you're done running from the saber-toothed tiger, the parasympathetic nervous system is supposed to come in and say, hey, everything's cool now. We're safe. We're good. And calm down all the systems and make sure that everything is running optimally. Well, most of us have a parasympathetic nervous system that's completely offline. It doesn't even fucking work anymore because we're all in fight, flight, or freeze mode all the time. I definitely am that. I'm that person. So I'm learning how to regulate it. And in regulating that and working through that, you find that there's autoimmune things that can come up. And it does happen for a lot of people. Somewhere between the age of 35 and 40 is when you start to see it. Because you've been in that mode for so long that your body starts to be like, dude, I can't take this anymore. And it just starts attacking itself. So, yeah. I know that even though I have outcreated 3 autoimmune diseases at this point, they could come back at any time. So, back to my original point. I had some problems with my throat. And singing is something that was a big part of my life for a long time. I was very, I don't know how to describe it. I thought I wanted to be famous when I was in my 20s. I wanted to be a famous singer. I had been telling people that since I was a little girl. And that's what I thought I wanted. Like all the way through school, like I was a shitty ass student because I thought I'm going to be a famous singer. I don't need school and education and yada, yada, yada. So stupid. So dumb. Very common though. It's a very common thing. Like, kids that wanted to be famous for whatever reason, whether it was a singer or famous athlete or whatever, an actor, all of the things. So that was a thing. And where it put me was in a space of ego. I definitely sung because I wanted people to tell me I was a good singer. And I didn't realize that, like, not until fucking, I don't know, yesterday. I've been having some things come up when I sing for people. If I'm doing a video that I know I'm going to share with people singing, if I'm singing in front of people, it feels very heavy, and it has felt heavy on my heart for a long time. And I thought initially it was because of the throat issues. I lost my voice for 2 years because of the Graves' disease. As I outcreated the Graves' disease, my voice came back. So I've been able to sing for the past 2 or 2.5 years now. But it just never feels good. And I had the realization, the epiphany just yesterday that I think this is still a work in progress, but I think the reason that heaviness is there is because I'm not singing from my heart. I haven't been. I never have sung from my heart. I'm a very technically trained singer. I did training for vocal training and classical singing for, 10 to 12 years or so. And so I was a very technical singer. And so that was always a big thing. And then I have a talent for singing and for tone quality and pitch and my ear and things of that nature. So it's like all of that put together made me pleasing for people to listen to sing. But I never found in my heart where the music was coming from. So I sang from a space of ego for, 20 years, like however long, like since high school. So it's been longer than that now. But I just realized that at 42 and a half years old. And I've been struggling back and forth with like, singing should really be a part of my life because it's such a part of my soul. Like I love to sing. I love it. 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 But I couldn't figure out where it was supposed to fit. So now I'm in this space of, okay, wow, this is a really interesting epiphany that I've had about it. And I'm going to keep searching through it. It's a progression. It's a progression. And we'll see where it falls and what happens. But to realize that I want to now sing from my heart and to figure out how to do that is going to be a very interesting, adventure to embark upon. So I'll keep you posted. But I have posted some singing videos. For those of you who know me and we're friends and families and all of that, I have posted some singing videos on Facebook. Knowing what you know now, if you've gotten through all of this madness, it would be interesting to go watch those videos because there's a couple where I'm singing karaoke and I'm trying so hard to have fun, but it feels so heavy to sing that it was difficult. I had fun, and I loved that the other people that were interacting with me while I was singing were having a blast. Oh my God, it was an amazing experience, but it was very eye-opening for me in how I felt in singing. In such an amazing way, because like had I not had that experience, had I not figured that out, like oh my God, I wouldn't be able to sit here and ramble and rant and meaningfully rant about what I'm going to do to get this figured out. The other thing is that I also do studio session work. So I posted a video of me singing a studio session, like in a studio session. And my comfort level and just the joy that I feel and the happiness that I'm singing when I'm in the studio is so different. Like that's light. That feels, my heart soars when I'm singing in the studio. I don't know what the difference is. I don't. I might post the videos here on my YouTube so that, anyone who listens to this can see what I'm talking about. Maybe if I figure out all the technical things that I'm supposed to do and remember to do it, I'll link it in the notes of this podcast episode. But yeah, I think the spirits are now telling me that I can stop talking. So that's where I am. That's my energy update for now. It's Monday. What is the date? I don't know. April something. April 7th maybe. So yeah, that's where I am as of right now. I am grateful to anyone who got to the end of this and listened to the whole thing. I love you. And I hope that you are having the most amazing Sparkle Monday if you listen to this on a Monday or whatever day it happens to be you listen to it. Today is my Sparkle Monday, and I feel very sparkly. So I'm happy I was able to share that and to share my energy update. So toodaloo till next time, and I love you.